Welcome to your Daily Dose of Hope. I'm Phyllis Nichols, and I'm glad you're here. Today I want to talk about shaking up a boring or routine day. I don't know about you. I have a routine. I work from home, and I like having a routine. It helps me kind of get things done without having to stop and think about every little thing. And it makes me really efficient with my time and my energy. But sometimes I think a routine can become a rut. And when every day starts to feel exactly like the one before it, you might not necessarily need a vacation or some big dramatic life change. You might just need a little novelty, a little something new. So I've been looking at a couple of ways to do this, and there's some really easy things we can do. First of all, we can change location. Now, especially for people that work from home, you may or may not have this option in your life. But if you do have the option, switch where you work from. Go to a coffee shop. Our library has great spaces where you can go. Or maybe just take your lunch break and go outside, or take a call while you're outside or on a walk or something like that, if that's possible for you. A different environment has a different energy, and sometimes just getting out of our regular environment into that new or different energy can just help us notice things or think about things in a different way. Another thing that we can do is just take something like sort of ordinary and routine and just vary it up. If you have a commute, maybe take a different route home, or listen to a new podcast, or check out some new music. Maybe you make something you've never cooked before, or try a new restaurant that you've never been to. Rearrange your workspace. I just did this recently. Had this huge desk in my office and lots of stuff on it. And now I have a much smaller desk. It still has a lot of stuff on it, but it feels much more streamlined. And that actually has made things feel different. And then one of the last things we can do is to have something to look forward to. I think anticipation of something is nice. It actually makes the days of anticipation kind of feel good, as well as obviously the event. And it can be something small, like, going to lunch with a friend, or, going out for ice cream, or maybe taking in a movie, in the middle of the week when you wouldn't normally go out. Just having something to look forward to is something I think that helps us feel alive and reminds us, right, that there's a lot of stuff going on. And even though our daily day work life and some other things are rather routine, there are still lots of other things out there that we can be doing. Doing fun things doesn't have to be expensive. Sometimes it just means choosing something a little bit different from your normal day to day. Doesn't have to be extraordinary, but every day doesn't have to be exactly like yesterday either. This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.